Welcome back to Railroads Online. I'm River, and no, this is not a repeat of the last episode. This time I would like to work on Cordwood. In the last episode, we were up here buying some rail cars for the iron ore. We got that mostly straightened out, and I got the rest of it sold after the last episode. So we should be in pretty good shape. So, in any event, let's go ahead and purchase. The reason I'm up here is to purchase a few more. We already have 3 of these tier 3 flat cars where we can haul the cordwood. And I would like to order eventually. Oops, yeah, when it comes out of there, it comes back into the G, but you don't have a mouse. Let me see if it does it again. Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe not. All right. Let's put that in there. And we'll head back and get these hooked up, and then we'll buy another one, and then we'll pull forward, and then we'll buy another one, so we don't have to switch tracks. So we need to go back down and pick up the 3 cars, and I'd also like to look at the storage area down there where I'm keeping those 3 cars and think about it a little bit. Yeah, I don't really want to leave these. It'll be 6 cars. First of all, we don't have a bypass track up by the cordwood and the lumber area, the logging camp. So it would be awkward to leave these cars right like we can at other places. Like I leave them right in the logging drop off. Sorry, let me focus on this. Oop, you know what? We need some of these things. Put one in this one so I don't forget. This is where the focus part comes in. All right. So anyway, so when it comes to up there, I don't want to leave them in there. I mean, we might one day as an improvement. You know, there's certainly no reason you couldn't put them there, but also putting them down by the sawmill is not necessarily a bad thing either. In order to, at this point, if we were going from anywhere, we have to pass the sawmill. So it's not that big a deal to stop in there and pick up the rest of these cars, or pick up the cars in general. Now we could talk about. I'd almost, we really wouldn't necessarily want to leave them at the smelter. Oops. Sorry. So, saying all that, I want to make sure we have room for all 6 of these cars. I really kind of doubt that we do. And then we also need to fix a bit of rail going into where the cordwood is, because it was causing derailments. Step back away. Nice. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing quite well. Playing video games. It's never that bad if you're playing video games, right? Alright, let's see if that's far enough away. Should be, I would think. If not, we'll have to go over to the other. Good. So we already put that thing in there. Put the regulator. So the other thing I think we're going to do is talking about the economy. So I decided to buy these 3 cars because we needed cordwood anyway. We'll get these cars. They're a lot cheaper. They're only $275 versus the 800 and some, $825 or $850 for the coal cars. And the coal cars do hold like 60, so I'm not even so sure that we need new hopper cars. Maybe like one. Right, but they don't hold 60. They hold 10, so I can get 30 a piece. They would hold 60 if I got 6, which is quite a few compared to the fact that I can only ever drag up 20 or 12 lumber at a time. Hold on, focusing again. right? Because I can hold 12 beams. Like in my average, doesn't matter how the math works out. It's just for each trip with this porter with only 6 cars, and I have decided to kind of leave this porter to just 6 cars because I think it is OP. All right, and it's probably not that big a deal, but I'd like to at least try some other trains, and that'll put a little pressure. Like I've heard people talk about, they have like 20 cars on this porter, and I haven't had to use the sand at all, or I would like to experience some of the other ones. And 6 cars is really not. It's not a bad number of cars to have to deal with. Like if you start dealing with more, well, that's going to get longer and longer, which I want to do, but I'd like to do it within the bounds of like bigger locomotives than this seemingly little but probably OP porter, the beastie. It's one of the reasons I tend to call it the beastie, because there's nothing it can't do. And I'm wondering if they're doing that. These things are flipped right. Yeah. I imagine that they're doing that because they're, like, do they want people to not be intimidated by the game? If they truly made it realistic and they didn't give you this card, it might have been making it so too difficult for people. Like, I mean, there's people that are complaining that they can't lay track and they can't do all those things, which is understandable. But, at some point you got to cater to the lowest denominator, or at least that's the attitude of a lot of people these days. Not always the lowest denominator, but you can't make your game so hard that the average person can't play it. So we'll see. All right, well, let me go faster, and I'll be a little bit quiet, though I did really turn down the sound a fair amount. I'm hoping that works out that way. All right. So I think we're going to be in good shape because I just came from the smelter. So I came right around here. So we're going to be in good shape. What I need to do is back in so that we can pull back out once we pick up the cars. Let's go nice and slow in case what I said isn't true. It was last night when I did this. Could forget. Sometimes I do crazy stuff and forget it. That one's in the right shape. I cut down some more trees. But see, it's a little bit easier. Probably should cut down that tree right there. There's a lot of trees to cut down still, but now it's not so much that we don't have money. It's just I don't want to spend too much on tree cutting and not get, I'd rather get more rail cars. The more rail cars we move, the bigger locomotives we have, we can really start making some more money. Like this. This is a nice improvement. Some people were talking about justifying the expense. Well, it's going to take a lot of time to redo these, like to pay for these rail cars. Well, yeah, but at the same time, the only thing that really counts in life is time, right? Like the one commodity that you have that you can never get more of than is the allotted amount of time that you're going to live on this planet. All right, so let's switch these back. I don't want to get too philosophical, but, my time is more valuable than those rail cars, even if I never pay them back off, right? If I could take 2 less trips, that has a lot of value to me. All right, so this one needs to get flipped back this way. So it's worth it to me, is what I'm trying to tell you. And I go around here now. I'm going to be backing into there. So yeah, this was the last time I was here was dropping off these things. So we're still set up to go into that second thing there. So then what I would like to do, just for the sake of... So when we go by this one, we're going to come back out and go this way. Yeah, you know what? Do I back in? You know what? Let's back in here, and then we'll go back and flip those other ones the right way. Because I'm going to have to come back out and flip this one back anyway. All right, because when we go, we're going to turn around and go down that way, and we're going to come back. And I don't want to forget that. That's going to be like in the middle of our trip. That is prime forgetting category in my opinion. I've worked in factories. Oop, wrong way. I don't know, does it hurt the locomotive to do that? I would think in real life, you see how we're spinning the tires? That doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, I guess it wouldn't necessarily hurt the locomotive. Come on. Yeah, see, I think we broke it. Come on, we're on 33. Go, buddy. Oh, we're out of firewood. That'll do it too. Just throw the full 10 at it. Now, I have been let's see if we can't get a little motion out of this guy. Ready? Keep going. We are on a little bit of a downgrade, I think. Yeah, can we get it? If we give it a good shot, we might get rolling and then use that last little pressure to at least keep moving a bit. I forget what I was just about to say. Well, it couldn't have been that important, I suppose. So let's get in here. Keep not putting wood in here. Oh, that's right. It definitely seems like it takes... People are right that are talking about this on the Steam. Not that I doubted them. Why you would do this, that doesn't make any sense. But, again, you could have a threshold. Like, it does seem like you have to have... That they have negative wood in there. Like, where you just have to throw those first 5 in. I guess I don't know what the idea is. It's just... I have a wood stove. I've never run a steam locomotive, but... A wood stove is a pretty similar idea to what's going in here. The big difference is that you have... It's covered with water, where my wood stove in my house isn't covered with water. But it's the same principle of you burn wood in a closed chamber, and... I don't have negative wood. I might have so little wood you can barely feel the heat, and I can understand that wouldn't be enough to make steam, but to call that negative fuel or to make people throw in wood and then it's empty, I don't know. Does that not seem deceiving? Maybe deceiving is the wrong word, but deceptive, like, or just confusing? So we'll see. Hopefully they'll just make that clear. And it would also be nice... I'm not sure, it's just very difficult, at least on this locomotive, to tell how much wood you have in there. And I mean that from a 3D physical point of view. Obviously I can come down here and look at that, but like if you were playing and you didn't want to, I can understand if you're a bit of a purist and you want to not use this screen, that's very understandable to me. It's probably pretty difficult to see how much wood you have in there, where in real life you could more easily see that. Alright, did we make it? Not sure if we got all the way back there or not. Just the one. Oh, we didn't put a thing in there. Okay, let's pull forward. Just need a couple feet. Yeah, there's some questions on the forum about this. Like, I can't get them to attach. There's your reason. Can't be close. See if we can do it without even looking. Are we getting that good? Yeah, it's got to be there. All right, what I'm thinking of, oh, it didn't quite make, it made it just barely. What I'm thinking of is we might need to improve this a little bit. See how far, we've got to go back further. We have some room, but I'm not sure if we have enough. And, you know, why don't we just make it bigger? Because that's like 2 car lengths we would have to go at least. And I don't think, I mean, we barely have 2 car lengths there, you know, like, let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. Let's see if we can't extend this back a little bit further. All right, and then we'll... So that's the thing. We're going to have like some kind of a bumper. Especially because it's going to be hard to see. Alright, so can we do... I don't think that'll interfere. Yeah, that's... We'll go all the way up. There you go. You would think that will keep you from going off and should be plenty of room. We'll back up for a second and just test that theory. Might as well just test it out. I haven't really backed into one of these. I'm assuming the collisions work fine. Let's see what happens if we deliberately back into it a little bit slowly. I guess we can see there as well as any other place. Oh, guess what? We have to take the brakes off. This one should already be off. Yep. There. Good. So the debate is, do we leave it here? And then, like I said, at this point, this is pretty central for Beastie and where we're going. So maybe in the future that will be less true for some reason, but you know, like we have a normal route and routine, like where we go up and we get iron ore and then we would pick these cars up and drag them back down to the lumber mill. Maybe we'll have like a separate locomotive. All right, we're getting kind of quick. I don't want to hit it that hard. All right, what if we hit it that hard? We'll stop it. Not very dramatic. There you go. Yep. Put the brake on. Just go back and check it out real quick. Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Yeah, I like that. And that could give us... When I built these over here, you know, I thought, well, boy, that's really short. But I thought, well, you know, you could stick a locomotive in there. Obviously, at some point, we could do a turntable kind of thing. I was looking around, too, at one point. I forgot to mention this, or I don't think I mentioned it. We really might want to redo a lot of this. I'd like to make a yard here, possibly. And then I thought, well, you know what? We still have more building to do. You know, we're on the cusp as we do some running around and get... One of the reasons for doing this is because we need more money. But I think the next step is to go down to the coal mine in the idea of getting the ironworks working. Because the ironworks needs the raw iron and the coal. So then, you know, we have to get that coal going. So that way we can get the oil field going, which is then getting to the refinery. And that's, in a sense, the end of the game as far as the progression goes. So the next goal is to get to that iron mine, and that might make it that, you know, this sawmill is no longer such the center of our lives, that we might be better off having a yard by the freight depot. But if you look off to the east of that map from the smelter, it's pretty obvious the way to go down there would be a whole new line all the way down to the coal mine. And that does make some sense because you need to bring beams and rails to the coal mine. So imagine you're going to have a train that's going to go from the sawmill to the coal mine or the smelter to the coal mine. But then the trick is you got to get that coal over to the ironworks. And there's that mountain range that I'm not sure. I assume we could get over it, but I don't want to do anything too silly, like, you know, but maybe they already have a path through there that we could. They did have a path that I found, of course, for the iron mine. So maybe there is a path that we can take, and I guess we should get rolling here. But so that's sort of the future plan, and it all starts with let's get this cordwood hauled. And I think what I'd like to do is in the next few episodes just show you one of the trips, or take a trip together, however you want to look at that. Oh, wait. You know what? Let's go, and now that we're heading out, let's make sure all of these are going to be right. This one is going to be right. We got to flip the other one. So I'd like to show you each of the trips, right? Like at least one of them, so we get an idea, and you can get an idea of the timing. I may even not that it's going to be a race between us, but I'd like to show you how long it's taken me, and it gives you an idea if your tracks are similar, right? If you could say, well, it took me 5 minutes for the trip, why did it only take Rever 2? Like, it's, you know, you get an idea of each of the trips and the full what it takes to haul things around the map. And then what you could do if you want to do what I'm doing is just repeat, like go back to that certain minute in the video and just repeat that over and over again. Oh, you know what? We're going to have to stop anyway, aren't we? That's all right. It didn't hurt to flip that one. Right, because when we come out here, when we come back, we're going to want to go straight this way, and this signal's not going to be right, so we have to remember that. All right, that one wants to go this way. How does that look? Makes the other ones look kind of stupid, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll have to fix those one of these days. Oh, that was right. Yeah, sorry. This one is right. This one is wrong. Just flipping switches. There we go. That should take us out. Yeah, so that one switch up there, it needs to be flipped. It might even be worth stopping when we get around there. Once we get past it, and then flip it. That way we don't have to stop on the way back. When we'll be theoretically going a little bit faster. We'll put wood in after we stop, if we remember. Alright, let's make sure everybody's coming with us. Yeah. Yeah, now when we get down to the cordwood, this should be interesting because we have to back in, so we're going to have to... There could be an argument for, you know, being able to leave some cars up there. Maybe we take a look at the smelter, and even if we don't put cars in there regularly, at least have the ability to do it would be potentially nice. Because that smelter might become a central area. Now remember, the beams and the rails that we would need for the coal mine both use these same carts. Not these, but the tier 2 cart. So that is a benefit at that point, that we can not have to switch cars at that. So even if it is a central thing, we don't have to account for that in our track laying. All right, I'm going to stop here since we're... Did I go far enough? Oh, that's close. That was pretty good, really. Judging the distances is tough. So right, we're that one's right, this one's right. The rest of these will be right. For the return trip, that is. See how that's 16? So each one of these firewood represents 10. Right? So I'm gonna hit F again. And you can only pick up what you pick up, right? But I can do 1, 2, and we should have, right, and I'll put the rest back here. See how we have 34 because I put 2 in? And that should actually be fine for our trip up there. It's not that long a trip. Come on. We're on a hill. There we go. Once we get going, I'll slow it down. Once we get around here. Another argument for redoing this, by the way, is the speed that we can come back with this cordwood. But that's really, I think, the only train that's going to come through here, right? Okay, so there's nothing else. Can I look at the map? No. There's nothing else down this way, and I don't see us ever building another track this way. The lumber doesn't have to go anywhere but the sawmill, and this cordwood is, we already have this route established. Ramp it up a little bit. And so I'll be quiet during the trip here, and I'll talk to you when we get up there, and we could talk about the little snafu in the rails. Yeah, I don't like that transition there. That's not the smoothest. It could have done better. But you should be slowing down by then anyway. That's not where the problem was. And I don't mind these trees for some reason being a little bit close. I think there's a few that I would take out just for... But I feel like I'm going to the logging camp. All right, let's stop here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we're going to redo this switch. All right, so the problem is... This part of the turn here is just too sharp. You can almost see it. All right, it's just like right in here gets too sharp for it. So I think what we can do is like there's no reason that this needs to be such a long run in this way. Right, like the turn is stopped by like that point there, and it is a fine turn, but I think we're gonna try to just swoop it in here a little bit, which means it'll probably go a little bit closer to that building, and then curl back. Let's just get rid of all of this, and hopefully, and then the other thing is, can we start it? Yeah, see, there's also straight back here that we could start this whole turn sooner. All right, so I'm going to get some groundwork out, variable. All right, we're going to do more like this. Stinks when you miss by that much, huh? It's called Murphy's Law right there. Oh, what did I do? I did not. Was it just not long enough? I don't think I did anything wrong, right? Yeah, just if you don't stretch it out enough, it just looks ugly. Well, you know what? Here, let's do this. We can replace that whole piece. All right, and we have it all down here now. Starts right here just yet. Get rid of that. Give ourselves all the extra room. All right, we can start right there with. How's that look? Yeah, a little swooped out there. Now, the other thing to do is, do we want to make these things start looking better? Be more conscious of this? Let's get on the other side. Be easier to like, because the past I really didn't worry about how that looked, but yeah, we could probably start this one right here. Click right in the middle. Just stay right in the middle of the track pretty much every time that thing pops up. Oop. Oop. There we go. I'll make it match that one. Yeah, that worked out. Looks nice. Professional. There are plenty of spots up here that need to be improved. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's now the train's kind of right on top, isn't it? Let's see if we can't. We might be able to get away with it with the way this is. Can I click here in such a way that looks not too bad? All right, go right about here. Yeah, there's not much on that side. Yeah, see how we go back up here, make this look nice. I don't want to get into this stuff too much right now, but I do think it looks nice when you have like even more, especially like when you're in these turns and you're right, like it's fine when you're going down through the thing, but just having that like 1 foot, I think it looks a lot better when you have like a couple 2-3 feet there. So all right, so oh geez, and I do think this is my mouse, by the way, doing that. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure why, but I promise to work on that. I just have my truck, the dipstick. What a pain in the butt that was. The dipstick tube rusted away, and I had to go and replace that. I mean, I could, I can afford a mechanic, but I like working on my own stuff. If nothing else, it saves you a few bucks, and I enjoy it for the most part. I wasn't fully enjoying it yesterday, but you get the idea. And it just turned into, when you're dealing with a rusty old truck, it's not even that old. It just gets rusted out by the salt from plowing. And it's just so hard to keep it clean during the winter, especially if we have we tend to get snowstorm after snowstorm, and it's below freezing. It's not, how easy is it to go get your garden hose out and wash the car when there's snow on the ground? And if you go up to like a wash it place, which we have, some of them, car wash they call it, or wash it place, like the sprayer wash, I use that. But then by the time you drive home, it's, you go through puddles and stuff, so it's tough. But anyway, we got the dipstick fixed. That meant less video recording. Now, one thing I haven't done up here, and I'm not sure how well it's going to work out, I really would like to get some stakes or something in this game. Something else we can build would really be nice. All right, because when we get into this grass, I don't really need to mark it right now, but if we want to put, and the reason I say that is because there's no, we can put it, that becomes very difficult to see, right? Like that's our marker for where we want to stop. See, that is, yeah, see, this is, not sure why they did this. Yeah, we really want to be back further, don't we? Maybe that we do need a marker there just to tell us that. I'd like to get it where we could load the two cars. Like, I don't want to do every other because with 6, that's, why aren't we going backwards? With 6, that's sort of an issue. All right, let's see if that's the right spot. Like, we can get this one going. Which one will this one drop off at? No. Yeah, why would they do that to us? I guess we can go back a little bit further, huh? Is that, like, what happens is if you do every other car, right? You do the first one and the third one. You do the second one and the fourth one. But then when you go to do this one, there is no skip a car, right? So then you end up having to load these two. But there you go. Look, we got this. Yeah, so that's it. We just have to be real exact. Let's get rid of this marker so it's not confusing. Yeah, you just have to be real exact where you pull up to this thing if you want to get away with that. And I do want to get away with that. There you go. That marker sticks out a little bit better. All right, good. Oop, I guess we should do both. Well, this one needs to catch up anyhow. Because he did that other. So the nice thing about the Cordwood is we get 8. And we're going to have 6 cars here. So 6 times 8 is 48. And that means, and we can hold 100. So that means it's a pretty nice, balance there. To 2 trips will pretty much fill back up our Cordwood. Now, I don't even know we'll have to do a little bit of. I don't know if we're going to even take 2 trips this time because I don't want to overflow, and I don't know that I want to leave the cars up there. I guess I could leave the cars there, but then I guess it sort of depends on that exact moment. Like, do we leave the Cordwood cars? And the problem is I don't even know if I have room to leave them up there. All right, so this is going to be really hard to get this one lined up that exact, but we're going to do our best. All right, we're just going to, oops, that's the reverse. The forward. You know, I could maybe step back. I see no real good way to see exactly where you're at. Maybe I think it'd be better on this side because we want to just when we think that car, this is firewood, be on the other side. All right, that's pretty darn close. Yeah, let's see. Yep. Where does this one drop it? Yep, good, good. Let's hit the buttons again, and then we'll go put a marker there. Put this marker on both sides. See which one shows up better. I have noticed that yeah, if you see that one's this one. Can I put this here with this? Not really. I'd rather actually have the marker. we could do the cord, or we could do the wood. And I do have a new thing that I did. I was going to show you, but I might have to spoil it a little bit. Get this going. The idea is I have to stop every time. I have to run out there to flip that one, right? Because we can come either way on that first switch. So why not put the steam or the water and the firewood like right there where I can refill as I flip it, right? Especially like in a case like this where there's multiple, you know, I could be coming to the thing. And again, I know that we can, these are free, but like at some point I think that, well, the water's probably always going to be free, I would assume, but at some point that firewood may need to be refilled. And if that's the case, and I would like to pretend, even where the devs have left us a little short on the reality of like free firewood kind of thing. Yeah, I would like to say, like, you know, set it up how I would think a real life thing would be set up. We wouldn't have 2 separate firewoods and 2 separate water stations. I'll show you what I mean when maybe we'll work on that. Well, we're running out of time in this episode. We'll work on that if we need water. How's that sound? I don't think we will. All right. Now we got to do this one more time. We got the tree in the way. Not gonna make it. All right, slow down, slow down, slow down. That looks pretty close. Up to the tree. Let me get rid of that tree in a second here. Not quite. I think I want to go another 2 feet, 3 feet. Our water level's fine. that's the other thing too, is we're going to be making very regular trips. All right, so whatever happens this time is going to happen 6 times in a row. Let's see. I'm not worried. Yeah, I think this is the ticket. Yeah, that one made it. And that one made it. Let's hit the button and we'll go put our markers out there again. Can't even see that. Why is it doing that? It seems to be doing like it's placing. Does it normally make that noise or that? Yeah, well, you know what? That's almost pointless to put that there. Yeah, and this is going to be. So we have this whole pile of stone that we didn't bother to delete. We will fix up some stuff while we're here, I guess. And it comes to about here. Yeah, I want to be up on that. Just keep going through. All right, then we'll do. You know what? We need to fix that up there, but let me do this. That looks a little silly. Go ahead and delete that piece later. Yeah, can I get in there with you in the way? All right, so let's think about. I don't think we're going to actually take this trip because we're running out of time. We can take it in the next episode, which is fine, but I don't think we need these trees. So what I'm thinking of is there a good place along here? We have to stop to get this switch flipped every single time. Or we don't have to stop. We have to run all the way down here, and it's kind of far, so can we actually... This is another question. I don't think this works. Can we... I'm going to start. You know what? Starting here might look nice. No, that's 2 different levels. Not constant grade, but... Yeah, see, that's uphill. Yeah, we want to do... Yeah, this, where is it? Is it all uphill? It's kind of a bummer because I would rather have this thing not be on a... Let's start over here. Matter of fact, let's... Hmm. Kind of confusing, these elevations here, huh? Yeah, this elevation is just less. I think they're changing enough that, there you go, that looks a little better. Yeah, let's see what happens when we try to, can we build out like this? Can you place the water tower on this? Or does it go down? Yeah, it does go up there. Good. So I'm assuming the same is true with the wood. So let's see if we can't. I'll turn this. All right. I'll do that one more time. I think we'll be wide enough. Yep. Run that right into the ground. All right, let's see if this works out for get rid of some of these trees that are in the mound. So, can we put... Yeah, let's just do this first. Then we'll pull up to it. Well, actually, we could probably place it. Yeah, let's put this all the way close because we run out of level anyway. And I think that works out well with that board just touching. And then we'll do... It'd be nice if you could rotate these things too. Can't really see. Are we far enough away that it doesn't look... Well, that's just perfect. All right, so let's see. So do we... yeah, I need to fix that, or try to fix that. All right, so that switch is flipped the right way. This one is flipped the right way. Let's pull down and see about getting some water and some firewood. Oh, we got to get this cordwood going, don't we? We got to finish loading. Yeah, we've run out of time, but that's good. We got this thing fixed up here. We got our new 6 carts. You know, I'll come right back, and in real life, the episodes will be back to back. For you guys, it'll be tomorrow, but or not. Maybe you're not watching it day by day. And we'll take a trip up there, and we'll get some cordwood delivered, and then we'll just keep going. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to do more than one cordwood trip, just because the amounts. Like, I need to get some more iron ore down there, and I don't want to leave or come back, you know, take full loads every time. No reason. Well, I guess there's reasons not to, but And this is where I think it would be cool to have a depot. The game needs a depot where you could drop stuff off, especially if you're playing multiplayer. I would think, you know, different people could be hauling different things to different regions. Tell you what, standing on the cordwood is nice because then you can see when you're full. Alright, there we go. Now we can pull down. So the idea will be that whenever you want water, like no matter, it's not no matter what, the other question would be, do you have another one on the other way out, right? Like in other words, every other time we come in here, we come in a different direction. So if we just came up, but you could always stop and get your water first. That's the other side of it. I guess it would be cool if you put that like somehow right in the middle, but I guess you couldn't really have a water tower right in the middle. Oh look, our thing is overhanging. Yeah, we need to do a little more gravel work there. Being on the hill is not ideal. That's full brake. It was pretty good timing. I did learn something else about this. I've been fighting with this stupid pipe. Just go really slow. Like it's not a matter of, yeah, I'm just kind of holding it and it does its thing that way. Oh, is that filling up? Yep, good. Alright, so we should be able to go over here and get some firewood. Yeah, that's a little bit less convenient. I don't really need that much. Now the other thing is, we can go a pretty good distance without water. I don't know, can you make 2 round trips? Then again, we also have water, the possibility at the smelter too. So I think between the two, not too many reasons you would run out. All right, at this point, I'm not going to put any in there. Let's go here. Make this look. I want the variable grade just in case. Oh yeah, look, it's kind of up in the air. That's all right. We won't tell anybody. I was wondering about that. All right. Does that look too bad? Nah. I don't like the way, you know, it's kind of hard to match this. I end up with these seams a lot of times, but it's all right. I'm sure we got enough water by now. See if I just go on that and just kind of hold, sort of like moving up, but it, you know, you got to move up a little tiny bit, like a lot less. I was like making very drastic movements with the mouse. It's really not necessary, but there you go. I think this is a good place. Yeah, it is the hour mark, so this is a good place to wrap it up. When we get done, we can take this load, or when we get back, we'll take this load up there and we'll see how it goes with unloading 3 at a time, and then we'll come back up. We got to get some lumber, some logs over to the logging camp, get that going again. Then I'm gonna have to haul some lumber and beams up to the coal mine to get a little bit more of that. I don't really have to do all of that stuff, but at the same time, you know, we only have $900. So if we're going to start working our way down to the ironworks and the coal mine, we're going to need some money for cutting down trees and probably some more equipment. And hey, we want to get at some point here before it's over, I want to get another locomotive. So I would like to do some hauling, and let me know if you have any opinions about that. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate all the likes and the positive comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed it. It does help get you notifications when I put out other stuff. So you guys have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.